We're gonna go see what this Danville officer wants. Got my phone in my pocket here. Just gonna kind of see what's going on. You get to enjoy me walking there. This is random, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But we're about to find out. Yeah, so this is a story coming out of, don't mind the neighbor's dog. This is a story coming out of Yale County. Meet dispatcher Faith Sherrill. Now, this dispatcher was a friend of mine, actually. I tried to pursue a personal relationship against her. The story goes that once she and her ex-boyfriend, Deputy Eli Barton, which you guys might know from this video. What's her name, dude?
Oh, are you Davis? Fuck this, man.
Where are you going, dude? You're sleeping on the job.
I don't talk to a person who talks.
Once they broke up, she was like, well, I'm not really trying to get into anything with anybody or be associated with anybody who's his friend. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I was like, okay, I'll stop talking to her. There was a case involving her and her friend, Lakin Rhodes, who is the clerk for Ola PD. This is her, or photo that I found of her. Basically, Lakin had filed an order of protection case. And within that case, she accused her ex of beating her and a bunch of other stuff. It's weird. You can just read the case online. So, originally, I was helping Lakin. She had sent me some documents in an attempt to assist with her case. And I was like, okay, you know, I'll see what I can do. Because, I mean, you know, I'm pretty smart when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, once I find out that Lakin got self-conscious that I was asking questions about Faith Sherrill in an attempt to try to get her know her a little bit better during the course of when we were talking, she got self-conscious. And she's like, oh, I don't like how you're always talking about Faith, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to remove you and block you. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. After looking into her case a little bit more, I noticed that Mr. Leva, who we'll just say Mr. Leva, was struggling in his case against Miss Lakin. So I switched sides. I was like, okay, well, I don't think that anybody should deserve to be bombarded like Mr. Leva, so I assisted him. I drafted him a motion, and I responded for him on his behalf. When the trial came, it was on... I don't even remember when the trial was. Here's the day. Whenever that happened, I appeared in court, and Faith and Lakin came together. I met Mr. Leva, at the front door. I talked with him for a little bit. I'm like, look, this is how it's probably going to go. You know, she'll probably get the order. Do you even still want to fight it? He's like, I think we can beat it, but regardless if she gets it or not, it's just 1 year. So after the trial, Faith testified during the trial. After the trial, we ended up losing. He was like, oh yeah, that's not really a big deal. I don't really care. I don't talk to her anyway. I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So this was when me and Faith stopped talking, when we had a downfall. I guess she didn't think that I was going to appear at Lakin's trial, but I did. So we left. I parted ways with Leva, and then I started digging into Faith Sherrill, doing an investigation. And that's when I joined River Valley Reckoning, which I took a photo here with the owner of the page. I actually had a nice meeting with the chief of police in Dardanelle. He's actually pretty cool. He's a cool guy. And so once I announced that I was reporting on a story regarding dispatcher misconduct regarding Faith Sherrill, this was in January, early January, I had messaged her and I was like, hey, I just want you to know, would there be any hard feelings when I revealed the dispatcher's identity on Friday? Here's just a few posts or whatever that I had archived, I took down out of professional courtesy. So, as you can see, I was like, yeah, I'm investigating a dispatcher, and then I revealed their identity that Friday, which turned out to be Faith Sherrill. On a side note, here's my dog. Say hi. Say hi, doggers. But anyway, once I announced that I was going to do the story on her and then I revealed her identity, I texted her out of professional courtesy for a comment. And I was like, hey, do you have a comment regarding your actions of rerouting emergency and administrative calls? She texted me back and she said she had no idea what I was talking about and that she handles all calls to the best of her ability. Beforehand, though, I just want to make clear there was a message that she had sent me where she said, I don't know what this story is about, because like I said, I asked if there was any hard feelings. She messaged me and said, I don't know what this story is about, but please don't contact me about it, using the word it. And I want to be very, very, very specific here. She never did say to not contact her. I just want to be clear on that. So fast forward after all that, I messaged her because there was this guy named Sean Couch, and I'll put those messages here on the screen. He messaged me and he said, don't drag people into the spotlight who don't need to be dragged into it, or they have no business. What is up with my mustache? What the hell? I need to cut this. But basically, he put in a message and he said, leave Faith alone. So me knowing, I was like, oh, well, she's having her friends message me now. That's interesting. Here, like I said, here's that screenshot if I didn't already show it. I probably showed it twice, but... So I messaged him back and I was like, look, you need to stop messaging me, because he threatened to follow me around at night, and that I would never know it. I texted the chief of police here in Danville and I was like, hey, do you know who this guy is? And he told me that this was just some salty guy. He didn't get a sign for the elections that are going on. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So a few days pass and I emailed Caitlin Broadstock, the director of Yale County Communications, and I told her, hey, I'm going to come up there and fill out a complaint. Now, I don't have a copy of the complaint because she hasn't been terminated or suspended, so it's not public record. I can't show you those. So I went up there, wrote the complaint, and then I left, and then I emailed her a supplement because I didn't want this part to be public, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. Basically kind of just explains all that stuff. So when I was investigating the story regarding her alleged misconduct, I FOIA requested her personnel file, which is public record, and here's a copy of the procedures that she signed from her personnel file. So in doing so, she acknowledges that her information is subjected to public record because she is a dispatcher, she's a public employee. So fast forward to January 17th, it's currently January 27th. Look. Fast forward to January 17th, there was a fire hydrant that was leaking in the street, and I'll go ahead and show you a photo of that. So I called dispatch. Unfortunately, my call recorder was not working. I record all my calls. It was not working, but she ended up hanging up on me. So once I told her who I was, she was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know who you are. You were doing a story on me. I'm going to hang up on you or disregard anything that you said. So when I posted on River Valley Reckoning that the story about the fire hydrant was leaking or whatever in the road, and that the dispatcher, I named her in the post, the dispatcher disregarded the call and that I contacted a Danville PD officer on his private phone to ask if he may have gotten anything over radio. He was like, no, I didn't hear nothing. So it made me think that, oh, well, she disregarded my call. That's weird. But it turns out that 2 days prior to January 17th, the city was flushing their hydrants. I guess it's just a routine maintenance thing that they do, and I had no idea to even check the city page because I don't follow the city page. I actually just recently started following the city page to keep up with stuff, but I rarely ever check it. Because normally my main sources come from the police department or the sheriff's office to let me know, like on their Facebook or anything, like what's going on, if anything. So when I posted that story on River Valley Reckoning, it blew up. I got a lot of criticism and a lot of feedback, like saying, okay, well, why did the dispatcher just not tell him that there was something going on if she knew? Because everyone in the comments was like, oh, well, they already knew about it, blah, blah, blah. Well, if she knew about it, then why did she ask me? Okay, I'm going to look into it and get your name and phone number, information, whatever, and I'll look into it. Never got a call back, never got anything. It was simply because of who I was. So fast forward to a couple hours earlier into the day, the same day, January 17th, into the morning, because the phone call was around 12:18. I get sent a post that basically accuses me of sexual misconduct against this dispatcher. Here's that post right here. Basically, they alleged that I sexually coerced Faith Cheryl, saying that I was going to run a story against her if she didn't sexually submit to me, and that it was basically harassment simply because I FOIA'd her personal information. I just want to remind you that FOIA requests, everything is redacted. There was no personal information. They even signed a policy where it says that they do not have to give out their personal information, but they are subjected to public records requests. So I FOIA'd her personnel file, just like I could anybody in the state of Arkansas. So they did that. I posted a comment in that post or whatever, and I got banned simply because I named the dispatchers who were responsible and her friends, but they removed me from the group, claiming that I was not supposed to name drop people. But basically they bashed me and River Valley Reckoning for being a criminal-run news page that has a grudge against Yell County, which, might I add, is not true. I'm sure there are some questionable posts every once in a while, but we get our stuff from public information, not just slander or any of that stuff that just accuses people of misconduct. Now, I'm sure you know the Yell County Sheriff's Office is known for misconduct. And so because of this entire situation, I reached out to a lawyer out of state and asked him to send me a notice to sue on my behalf. He happily did so. He drafted me a complaint against Yell County and the Yell County Communications, Faith Cheryl, and Caitlin Broadstock. Here's a copy of that complaint here on the screen. As of now, I have not filed it yet, but now is the interesting part. So because of those text messages so long ago, in the context of the Facebook post, Faith Cheryl thought it was in her best interest to go file a report against me with the Danville Police Department. So today, I went up to the Danville Police Department because they apparently came to my front door. I wasn't here. They came to my front door and they were like, hey, we need to talk to Aiden, just kind of see what's going on.
Can I help you?
Yes, is Aiden home?
Is there something going on?
Oh, there's just been a report made, and I was just coming to talk to him and try to get his side of it.
Sorry, hang on. You cut out. Say that again, sir.
I said there's a report that's been made, and I was just coming here to talk to him to see if he's willing to tell me his side of it.
Let me go check, because I only got home a couple hours ago and I've been in my room.
Okay.
He's not in his room right now. Maybe he'll be back in a couple hours.
Okay. Thank you.
So I texted Rick, and I was like, hey, what's going on? Rick is the chief of police. I was like, hey, what's going on? He was like, oh, Jesse's just following up on a complaint, and Jesse is the officer responsible for the interview. I was like, okay, so I'll go talk to him because I'm kind of curious of what's going on. So I called the owner of RVR, and I was like, hey, Danville's wanting to talk to me. It's weird. I wonder what's going on, but I swear if it has anything to do with the Faith Cheryl stuff, I probably am going to ask to have her arrested for filing a false report. So I went in there, and I recorded it. And so this is what ensued.
What's up, bud?
What's up, man?
Sorry I had to make contact with your mom, but I didn't have a number or anything like that.
Oh, no, it's good. I'm just curious on what the hell's going on.
Well, if you want to come inside, just had to grab my drink.
All right. This door right here?
Yeah, we'll go in through here.
All right.
You have to have a code to get in it. Be honest, how many times have you slipped and fell?
Almost once.
That's
That,
it?
if that counts.
No, I count almost because I about busted my ass twice yesterday. Just pull up a chair here. You're welcome to come in.
Okay. Oh, gosh. What's going on, man?
Alright, well, before I can start talking to you, I'm sure you're aware of your Rule 2.3 and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Batting 1,000. Alright, this first form is your Rule 2.3 and 2.2 right form. You're advised that the Danville Police Department desire to have you meet with them at the Danville Police Department for the purpose of having you furnish information or otherwise cooperate in the investigation regarding, in your case, it'll be harassing communications. You're not legally obligated to furnish information or otherwise cooperate in this investigation. It is entirely your choice whether to appear at the above noted place to cooperate or furnish information. By signing here at the bottom is I have read this form or have had it read to me. I understand my rights listed above. I agree to appear and cooperate with the authorities of the Danville Police Department at the noted date and time.
Oh, sure thing. Okay, right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't mind talking to you guys. I haven't done nothing wrong.
All right, and this next one's going to be a little bit more long-winded.
Okay.
Before asking any questions, you must be advised of your constitutional rights. Do you understand that you have the right to remain silent?
Yes, I do.
If you do, man, you can just initial. You don't have to sign each and every one of these.
Right here.
Yes, sir. We'll just do them one at a time.
Okay.
Here, let me read them to you before you initial your life away. Do you understand that anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Do you understand you have the right to consult with an attorney before making any statements or answering any questions, and that he or she may be present with you during any questioning?
Yes.
you understand? If you cannot afford one, the state will appoint one to you at no cost to you before answering any questions.
Yes.
You understand that if you decide to answer any questions without an attorney, you may stop answering questions at any time and consult with an attorney.
Yes.
Excuse me. Do you understand that each of these constitutional rights I've read to you?
Yes.
So I understand my constitutional rights and waive my right to counsel. I also understand that I can exercise any of the above rights at any time during questioning. So if you understand that, sign, date, time.
Right here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's today?
Be the 27th. And it'll be 2:18.
2:18 p.m.
So I assume you have a general idea of what we're here for.
I believe it has to do with Face Cheryl.
Okay. Can you walk me through all that?
Where do you want me to start?
Well, the best place to start is always the beginning.
So, I think around, I don't know the exact dates, but I have text messages. We had started talking personally. It was back in November. We started talking. Yeah, I did hit her up. I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I was trying to see if, we could, how it is. But I haven't harassed her or nothing. She told me that she broke up with Eli and that she wasn't trying to associate with anybody of his. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then we stopped talking. And then I started investigating a story where she was accused of misrouting emergency calls or whatever. And so I FOIA'd her personnel file, which is public record, obviously.
It is.
And after I did that, I guess someone told her that I FOIA'd her information or something from in the department. I don't know if it was Caitlin or not. After I did that, there was that hydrant call. The city was flushing the hydrants that night on the 17th. I called dispatch. She was working. Her and some dispatcher named Gracie were working. And once I told her my name and where it was, she's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to hang up on you. And she did, because I had texted her that I was doing a story on her and asked for a comment. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I stopped messaging her. And then, I blocked her on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. I don't have her added on nothing.
Okay.
But I feel like this is just, after the post on River Valley Reckoning of the hydrants, how the call was handled. I posted a story on that, and the next thing you know, hours later into the morning, there was a post that had popped up that accused me of sexually coercing her into running a story about her misconduct if she didn't sexually submit to me which is weird because...
I'm going to admit to you, I didn't see any of that in the screenshots I went through.
Yeah, like I said, I got everything. If you need it, I'll email it to you, but... After all that posts and stuff went up, I filed a lawsuit. And I was like, well, you're calling me a sexual predator. You're accusing me of sexual harassment for inquiring about your personnel file at Yale County. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's First Amendment retaliation. So I emailed her a copy of the complaint. But whatever you may have in there is during the course of when we were talking back in November to early January when we stopped talking. But after that, I haven't had contact with her unless it was to email her and the Yale County Sheriff's Department a copy of the complaint as a courtesy. But other than that, that's it.
Y'all's whole relationship or not relationship or what?
Yeah.
Not here for any of that.
Yeah.
Your stories do line up quite similarly.
Okay.
when I spoke to her, she never made any mentions of you, like, hey, if you don't, for the parlance of the time, if you don't put out, I'm going to do a story on you. She never made any of those accusations when we spoke.
Okay.
But she did claim that she had told you to stop communicating with her.
Yeah, and I did. She said she didn't want any. She didn't want me to contact her anymore about the subject of the potential story. I ended up deciding not to run it, but after she told me that, I asked her for a comment, and she said she didn't know anything about it. And then that's when I stopped talking to her. And then I texted Rick about this Sean Couch dude, because he had texted me something about leave people out of the spotlight or whatever that are not subject to it or whatever. And I asked Rick who Sean Couch was, and he sent me his conversation or whatever about who this guy was. And this guy specifically said leave Faith alone. And it clicked in my mind, and I was like, oh, okay, well, now she's having her friends message me and harass me, so I don't know what's going on.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know if her being friends with Sean.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I don't know many people being friends with Sean, and I'm not saying that to be
rude but people, I did file a complaint against her and her director over at Yale County, accusing her of the Sean thing, obviously, and the post or whatever that went up where I was accused of sexual harassment and harassment simply because I FOIA'd her public record, that she signed a copy of her policy.
Can you give me one second?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really the only one working. Go ahead.
304, I know you're 10-7, but when you're clear, I have a pending call here for you for trespassing.
Yeah, 10-4, just give me a few. Sorry about that. Like I said, I got sent a bunch of screenshots. I looked through them. I got sent them last night. I didn't get a chance to go through them until this morning.
Okay.
The only issue I see is in one screenshot where she says, I don't know what this story you think you have on me is even about. I'm staying out of it. Please stop contacting me.
About the story. That's the way I took it, about the story.
Okay.
And I did. But I asked her one last comment, and then she told me.
But you do get to a point like where if someone says like, "Hey, knock it off," because it's one thing, we have professional, and then we have private capacities.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And from my understanding, the contact is still ongoing, or was still ongoing up until
we haven't had contact since.
I've got it wrote down somewhere, but I'm wanting to say, and don't quote me on the dates.
Okay.
The 10th or the 17th of this month. Does that sound about right to you?
Well, the 17th was when I called dispatch about the call. That was the last time I talked to her.
So it would be the 10th.
In her official capacity.
Right, and you've got a right to call dispatch.
Right.
No one's saying you don't. So this would have been about the 10th, if I recall correctly.
The last potential contact may have been when I emailed a copy of the complaint to her and her director and the county judge.
Okay.
But that's it.
But no other communication outside of the complaint?
No.
And no other communication other than, like I see it cut off here, but I see you got like 3 messages that you exchanged after she said not to contact her about it.
Yeah, so that was when Sean Couch had messaged me, and I was like, hey, can you please stop having your friends message me? And then that's when I texted her, and I said, I'm going to file a lawsuit against you.
Okay.
And then that's it. After that, I have her blocked on everything. I blocked her on text messages. No contact since. But that's because, like I said, I felt that she had her friend message me, so I messaged her to let her know to stop doing whatever she was doing.
Like I said, I don't know how. If they are, if they aren't.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you. But,
I know.
I'm sure you're somewhat familiar with how this plays out.
Yeah.
I've got a statement from her.
Okay.
I've now got a statement from you.
Okay.
I'm going to write it all up. Prosecutor's going to go whether it goes further.
That's fine.
You will be able. Now you can't FOIA an active investigation. Of course, you know that.
Yeah, I know.
But at some point, whenever they decide, if they decide they're going to go through it, of course, you get discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't, you're more than free to FOIA your request.
Okay. Will he get a copy of this video too that you're doing, the prosecutor?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I said, I got a written statement from her. I did an interview with you.
Okay. Yeah.
It's I'm gonna write up both sides because it's not like I was sitting there eating popcorn watching y'all go back. Like I don't.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if you need any screenshots or anything, I'll email you. Do you have an email?
I do. I mean,
I'll give you whatever
do
I
you
got.
have anything that's going to add? Because, like I said, the overwhelming majority of what I saw
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the statute. And, like, frankly, y'all having a talking stage or whatever, I really don't care, man. That's y'all's business. It's
Yeah.
got nothing criminal about that.
I understand.
People talk,
And
things go south. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, and like I said, I try to keep it between official and personal because, like I said, me and Clark, I'm in his group now. I'm not trying to slander nobody.
Like I said, I get it. But, so yeah, that's basically where we're at. Of
Okay.
course, they're not open today, and I'm not going to have time to write all this up.
Mhm.
This thing could take weeks to work itself out. It'll probably be, if I'm being honest, I'm off the next couple of days. It'll be Friday afternoon at the earliest before I'm able to get it turned in.
Okay.
I've already got calls waiting on me, as you heard.
Yeah.
That's basically where we're at, man. Like I
Yeah,
said,
I get it, man. Like I said, I'll be happy to tell you.
I'm not trying to railroad you or nothing like that.
No,
I'm
I
going
know,
over your
I
house like, hey, we'll
Yeah.
talk if you want to talk. If you don't, you've got that right too.
Yeah. I got you. I think I'm just glad I came in because I feel like it's better to kind of hear both sides before.
Right, because if you didn't,
Yeah.
all I'm going to go with is I've got
Yeah.
screenshots and this what happened,
Right.
and this is his side of it. It gives.
Yeah. And I'm glad, you actually decided to come talk to me because, where I lived at for the past 6 years, they're just like, oh, well, he did that. So we're going to file charges on him. So, appreciate it.
I mean, you can file all day, but if you don't
Yeah.
do your job the right way, none of it's ever going to stick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and I don't do, none of this is personal to me.
Yeah.
I wanted to get your side of it. And is there anything else you?
No. I mean, like I said, I can just email you whatever you need and I'll send it to you. I don't mind.
Like I said, do you think you're going to have anything like where she reached out to contact you to talk to you about anything from like the 10th on?
I'm not sure. I don't think I may have anything where she messaged me back, but like I said, anything after the 10th was solely lawsuit related or journalistic related.
Okay, and what avenue was that all through email after like the
Yeah,
10th
the
deal?
email, the complaint was sent through email. It was, like I said, it was sent to the county judge, Caitlin, and Faith. So,
Personal or private email?
I think it was sent to her personal email, Faith personally, because I don't have her government email, and that was the email that she had gave me.
Okay.
But it was sent to Caitlin's work email and the county judge's email.
All right, man, that's really all I have.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just wanted to get your 2 cents in this whole deal. And like I said, I'm going to write it up, and it'll take a week or two. Yeah, it'll take more than a week or two, but we'll see where it goes from there, okay?
I appreciate it. Oh, yeah.
I'll show you the door.
Okay.
So after that, he's basically like, yeah, harassing communications, but from what I see, you haven't really violated the statute. So, but I just have to do my job. I got to submit it to the prosecutor. I was like, yeah, sure, man. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll email you any screenshots that are relevant to this investigation, just to kind of help you out a little bit. I was recorded. I don't have the body cam because it's still an ongoing investigation, but I did record my perspective, which is what you just watched. So it's interesting because I filed 2 complaints against Faith Sherrill and one against her director. I told the county I was going to sue them for First Amendment retaliation, and then out of nowhere, you have Danville showing up my front door. They're like, oh yeah, we're just following up on something. So I'm kind of curious, like, this is basically textbook retaliation. This Yell County dispatcher will definitely be held liable for malicious prosecution or whatever. But they basically just gave me more ammunition to file a federal lawsuit, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, yeah, that's basically the story. I hope I explained it the best I could. It's not really much. I know it might seem kind of like petty drama, but in reality, we all got to know what the hell's going on. But these are my rights. I have the right to email her a copy of the complaint. I have not had any contact with her ever since, unless it was in a professional, official capacity. I actually have a copy of the complaint right here on my desk. Take a look at a copy of it. Let's see if I can. Check this out. Right there. Haven't been filed yet. I'm waiting because I'm hoping to see where this investigation goes. That way I might be able to amend it for a third time, and then I'll file it. But as of now, nothing really. But yeah, that's the story. And thank you for, I guess, watching. I don't know. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.